She's coming. Nicky, babe, do you want a cake?
Sefton Park. Thank you. There's a place here to send messages to I cut it up and put it into YouTube and make a little video message there. And we're going to have a few people talking to you as the afternoon goes on, but I'm going to start off with Calico here is going to sing a few songs for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think I just heard someone shout there's free water over there as well if you want water. The coldness is Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds like a whisper. Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds like a whisper. Crying on the doorsteps of the army of salvation, wasting time, unemployment line, sitting around just waiting for a promotion. Don't you know, talking about a revolution. Folks are gonna rise up and take their share. Oh, I said you better run, 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 run. Yeah, I said you better run, 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 run. Crying on the doorsteps of the army of salvation, wasting time, unemployment line.
When this is happening, he's gone beyond irony. Really.
He has. It's very difficult to satirise any of the politicians.
Ready? 3 minutes, I'd say.
Paradise, the parking lot, with a pink hotel, taking a swinging house bar. And all you always seem to go, but you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Paradise, but the parking lot. Pick all the trees from the tree museum, then charge all the people that don't know how just to see him. I said, don't it always seem to go, that you don't know what you got till it's gone. Hey, paradise, put the parking lot.
cheap street food.
Just a couple of words about how this was organised and where it's going to go. The instigators of this campaign were a small group of people inside the Green Party, but we don't own this campaign. It's going to be your campaign. We've started it. You'll come together, make a broad campaign, not run by politicians necessarily, but we're all welcome, I hope, to carry this campaign forward and tell the mayor if he thinks he can build on this land, he's got a very big think to come. So can we hear from anyone who would like to come up now and say why this space is a space we can't lose, why this space is important to you and why you want to keep it green? Any offers to come and tell us what's so important about this space? Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. This space, like any other green space throughout this country, is sacrosanct. It's hallowed turf. In the south of England, this field would be full of protesters because you do not sell off land like this. This land has an aesthetic value to all of us. Just like Mr. Coyne has said, it's not for the wealthy few, it's for the majority of the people of Liverpool. We are the people of Liverpool. Joe Anderson should listen to what the people of Liverpool have to say. If he doesn't, then he is committing a monumental old goal. His masters in the Labour Party will not thank Joe for this. Not one slightest piece. This belongs to us people, not to Joe Anderson or his cohorts in central government, or even local government for that matter.
People enjoying themselves here today, as people have enjoyed themselves here for probably 150 years, and I want that to carry on for at least another 150.
Taking this green space, I'd like you all to know that there are a couple of local councillors having a cosy coffee night at Sarah Hall, 7th of April at 7 o'clock, and Louise Elman will be there too. So could everybody go along to this cosy night? The Labour councillors don't mention green space issues. Not surprised at that. They're probably ashamed of what this mayor is doing, but I think they don't have any choice but to go along with him, because my experience and from my tales that have been told to me today, he's actually a bully. Now, if you don't like to go on the 7th of April at 7 o'clock and make your protest there to the local councillors and to Louise Elman, I'm sure that will have some impact. And you can have a cup of coffee too, and probably a biscuit. Thank you, everyone.
Let's hear from Richard Kemp, also from the Liberal Democrat group.
Thanks, John, and thank you all for coming out on a cold day. Like many of you will have heard someone on Radio Merseyside say nobody's interested in this land. Well, I'm looking at a lot of nobodies today. I hope there are two meetings. You've heard one thing you could perhaps come to, but there are two more. On the 4th of April, which is this Thursday at 5 o'clock, we've actually called in the mayor's decision to sell off this land, and we'll be asking him to think again. We can't win the vote that day, but we can win the argument if all you people come along and make clear what you believe. On the 18th of April, we've called a special meeting, 5 o'clock at the Town Hall, when we'll be talking about not only this piece of land, but all the pieces of land that are contained in a big, thick report currently being circulated, where green space could be sold off across the city. So I hope 18th of April, 5 o'clock at the Town Hall, you'll come to that. Because again, John and I and our colleagues can't win the vote in the Town Hall, we can win the argument. But hopefully with enough support, we can make the controlling group on the council think again of these proposals to sell off these marvellous green spaces. Thanks for coming today. Let's see you on the 4th, let's see you on the 18th, and together I hope we can stop these ludicrous proposals. Thank you.
If this is covered in concrete, the rain goes into the park, which then becomes flooded and then can't be used. Another green space will be covered in concrete, and we'll end up with flooding and with no places where children can play, where people can run, where we can cycle, because it'll all be flooded.
As everybody knows, I'm sure, there's a real shortage of decent housing, social housing in this city for people who desperately need it. However, there's no shortage of brownfield sites. I would guess probably thousands of acres dotted across the city, of sites which would not be quite so interesting to private developers as this site would be, and this seems to me what this particular selling off is about. It's also, I think, something that you might call the thin end of the wedge. I think somebody's trying things, well, we know exactly who's trying things on to see if there is no sufficient opposition to this, then this will be the first of many green sites that will go, leaving the brownfield sites undeveloped. Thank you.
Taken by the extreme beauty of this glade of trees. Every afternoon the sun goes down, and when there's a clear sky you get the most beautiful shafts of light coming through these trees, and I don't know anywhere in Liverpool which is as beautiful as this place here. Similarly, over there there's an avenue of chestnut trees. When the trees come out, it is a complete green tunnel which takes everybody's breath away every year. So for these reasons alone, the actual exceptional beauty of this place is one reason why it must not be disturbed. That's it.
Besides, there are those campgrounds, there is a camera on a
Hello everybody, and I hope you're having a wonderful Easter, and I'm really sorry that you're here today and that we are protesting for our green spaces. As you know, there's 122 places earmarked for development for housing. Now, you might remember about 11 years ago, the Labour government decided they were going to create a project called the New Heartlands, and a lot of Kensington was bulldozed and a lot of Smithdown Road was bulldozed as well, and we actually protested to stop a lot of those housing being demolished. Now, why Liverpool City Council now want to touch our green spaces, I can't understand. If you want to develop housing, why can't we develop Kensington? Why can't we develop Smithdown Road? We just want them to keep their hands off our green spaces. So please come along to our meeting as well, the extra meeting on the 18th of April, where we can send this direct message to Mayor Lord Anderson, and we just need him to keep his hands off this green space. These issues keep coming round and round, but now I think we're on a very serious threat, so we must all stick together. And thanks a lot for coming today, and enjoy your day. Thank you.
Something that my husband wrote to the Lord Mayor today on the email. I found out that this land here had been designated green space or green wedge in the City Council's approved unitary development plan, and should be preserved as an open space. Prior to the protests 20 years ago, it had not been designed green space. So the protests 20 years ago changed the council's attitude towards this particular space, and we should be completely supporting that should not be changed again now, back to building land. So the more people can protest, the better it will be. This worked last time, should work again.
Hello, hi. One of the ideas we've had is to make an application for a town village green that would put a halt to development, the possibility of development on the site. I've got some forms with me today. If people have lived here for over 20 years and used this land regularly for over 20 years, can they try and catch hold of me, because we need your evidence as witnesses to say this land is used, and it's used for recreational purposes. Okay, thanks.
Frisbee football, and if we lost the space, it would be, what would we do with our time? Thank you.
Hello. How are you? Hey, you look really cosy in there, don't you?
Yeah, it's okay, isn't
That's great, isn't it? Wonderful.
Well, I've got a tin of cake.
Have you? Right.
I haven't got anything to serve it with.
Ah.
Just go with your hands. These are the cheers. I just
That's brilliant.
kids have put like a flagpole on.
Well, it's quite a decent turnout anyway, isn't it?
It's not bad, considering it's such a horrible day.
I know, it's nice and bright, but chilly, God.
Yeah.
I said, I'll pull that on down, stick it up your face.